So I'm a little irritated. I thought, well, good time to do a video. We're starting on our 6.0 here assembly. We should have the block back tomorrow, so we're kind of going through the parts, getting them organized so we can do our assembly. And these are customer supplied cylinder heads. They've been O-ringed, and I hadn't really looked at them. So I went ahead and pulled them out of the box, and the bag that this one came out of had a bunch of casting sand in it. So I'm like, what, what? So if you look in there, of course they painted them. They painted over the sand. You can see how terrible that is. Whereas this one, they did a pretty good job of cleaning. Oops, they did a pretty good job of cleaning this one up. They had a little bit of surface rust on them, which means, they were dry. This one smelled like cutting oil. If you've ever been around a machine shop, you know that smell. It's pretty distinctive. You can see the casting sand in there. So you got to watch this stuff, guys. This area here is where your push rods go through. This shit right here is going to end up in your crankcase. It's going to go through your bearings and destroy your engine. Definitely shorten the life of it, but it's probably, you're just going to ruin everything. So I'm kind of at a dilemma here. I did talk to the customer. I would like to send this back. And this came from a company that I don't know if they do this part of it or if they buy them like this, but these are offshore. Look at that. That's not very good. The surface, I don't have an RA gauge, but that's bad. That's terrible. And there's the camp that says, well, you want it a little rough because it bites into, blah, 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 whatever. So the way I've been doing it works and it lasts, and it ain't like this. It's not an RA, whatever that one is. That ain't it. So if you're going to buy this stuff out of the box, you want a cylinder head, for instance, you want to make sure that that thing is ready to go. You want to clean it. Doesn't matter if it came out of a bag, it needs to be cleaned. You need to inspect it before you put it on, because this shit here is gonna, that's gonna ruin your day, that stuff there. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna measure my valve recession, make sure that's within spec, measure my valve stem height, make sure that's in spec. Then I'm gonna disassemble these heads, and we're gonna jet wash them for an hour or so, and see if we can burn that paint off of there and clean these up a little bit. If I can't, this cylinder head's going to go back. It should go back now, but time constraint. And this one here, like I said, they did a pretty good job on this one. I can't believe somebody would sell something. Even like this. This doesn't. I no approve of this. I don't know where these valves came from, what kind of valves these are. I am not guaranteeing any of this. This is not my deal. I know that I am going to see if I can restore this head to make it usable, both of them, but there's no guarantee on any of this stuff. This is not a quality product, and the company that sells them, I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want to, I realize that there's people that do want to buy cheap shit like this, and there's a market for it. But this is a little bit excessive here. This is bad. This is bad quality control. Like I said, they probably buy these like this, all ready to go. And for instance, say there's some poor son of a bitch that bought a set of these heads. He puts that on there. What's this doing to your engine? This casting sand in there. It's in the. I think I threw the bag away, but the bag had casting sand laying in the bottom of it, from the vibrations of it, during transit, on the boat, and then, across the country. So you want to watch that stuff. You want to make sure you're getting a good quality product. And like I said, I'm gonna do what I can to make this head usable, get it up to a standard that I can, the surface rust doesn't bother me that much. This is where our sealing is happening. This can be cleaned off. This is going to get rusty anyway because you're going to have some coolant leakage, in these areas that you always do in around the cooling ports, eventually. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do here yet. I haven't decided. My gut is telling me put these things back in the box, send them back, and do something else. But we'll we'll talk to the customer a little more, and we'll yeah. To me, this is just unbelievable. The world we live in today. I mean, we have shit like this. This is what I'm going to put this on a brand new engine that brand new bearings and no, I'm not going to do that. This is terrible. This is the shittiest piece of shit that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this is not good at all. Like I said, that one there is pretty good. Well, you see the casting sand right there. I don't know if that's showing up. There's casting sand in there. This is terrible. They did an absolute terrible job. That's going to get into your oil cooler. Your oil cooler is real small passages. This shit's going to get into your cooling system because that's the cooling system, and it's going to plug up your oil cooler. So we'll see what an hour or so in the jet wash does. I mean, that thing does a pretty good job, and see if we can, render these usable. Boy, that surface is awful. That's awful. And even the surface on the man, that isn't even good. That's not good either. I don't like it. I know approve. Man, these things are they got grit everywhere on them. I wonder if they even used anything on the injector cups when they put them in, and how much trash is in the fuel gallery going through that. Boy, these things they're going to have to be washed up if I use them. Yeah, these are terrible. I don't even know what to do at this point. Like I said, my gut is telling me put these things back in the box, get rid of them, and do something else. But we'll see if we can fix them. See what the jet wash does, and man, yeah, this is pretty bad. These are awful. I think that the company that's selling these need to pull them out of the box and really evaluate them, or I don't know. I don't know what the program is there, but I'm assuming they probably come all assembled with the O-rings in them. Judging by the screw up there on the cut for the O-ring, I mean that's on the outside of the combustion chamber, so I'm not that. I don't know. Even that's pretty bad. I don't know if that shows up or not, but yeah, this is bad. Oh man, it's really frustrating too because I'm doing everything right, and then I'm being sent shit like this, and a lot of, like I said, a poor bastard buys a set of these heads, he puts it on his engine. Next thing you know, down the road, he's his oil pressure is down, which you wouldn't know in one of those trucks because they have an idiot gauge in them. But your oil cooler plugs up. There's a lot of shit in there, man. You got a brand new oil cooler. You just plugged it up. Now your oil temps are high. Not to mention you got that shit in your crankcase now. Yeah, this is the worst shit I've seen in a long time. So anyway, I'll figure out what I'm going to do here, and we'll go from there. This is kind of puts a god dang. I wish customers wouldn't buy their own shit. I would have bought a good set of quality heads made in the USA. Yeah, you're going to pay more for them, but you're not going to find that shit. You're still going to want to clean them. Maybe not as extensively as well, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but in order for me to use this head, I need to get rid of all this shit. That paint, I'm pretty sure that paint will come off of there. We'll see what happens. We'll just have to see what happens. But these are, even the machining on these is just sucks. So anyway, beware. Stand by, stay tuned, all that. Boy, this puts me in a mood, I'll tell you.